Okay. I think we're good. Someone say something in
Hello.
players. Okay, thank you. I was like, oh, it's so quiet. Welcome to the Forsaken. I'm super excited to have you all here. Oh wait, I didn't do any of the banners. Ah, man.
Also, I'm not sure this
Um
is the Forsaken.
what?
I mean, it could be if
Wait.
it's real
What?
hard.
What do you mean? Oh, Dan's completely. Oh no, Dan's
Dan
internet
locked up.
reset. Look at that look. Look at
Yeah.
that look. Someone
Side
screen
eye.
cap this, please.
Yep.
Oh, well, he's
And
gone.
he dropped.
He's gone. Okay. I was wondering why he texted me. What timing? What timing? Well, welcome everyone. I need to fix these banners anyways. What a night. What a time.
Oh, what a night.
Did I say
This
welcome to the
is
Forsaken? Is that what you said that, Dan? I
Yes.
mean not Dan. Ed. Wow.
That's Ed. That's Ed over
The part of Dan will be played by Ed tonight.
there.
Welcome, viewers. Y'all are the best. Welcome to the show. What a time. Yeah, okay. So while we wait for Dan to reconnect, I'm going to work on some banners here. I think let's see, who is this?
I'll see the sausage get made, as they say.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I guess I'm going to have to wait until he gets here anyways, because things are going to get, it's going to get all, oh, there he is, I think, maybe.
Somebody's connecting.
Well. Look whose internet decided to.
Right, top.
do
So
its-
that was great. I got your text
What
before I
time?
even noticed that you were gone.
I mean, that's the story.
But
Nobody notices
also,
when Dan leaves.
but also, I realized
Yeah.
that none of my banners were done. Like everyone's banner is on everyone's thing, so I'm fixing that really quick.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad timing, honestly.
Okay, good.
Let's see. Bottom right. Oh, why did that do
Oh.
that? Okay. Now, fudge on a cracker. Let's see. That's Daco's.
I think I'm gonna have to scale these characters down. Like that's looking pretty wonky on the.
Oh, with all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Take
see,
a fair bit
that's-
of room, Gio.
It's Daco's for that one. And then
Who's Dan?
left middle
Nice,
is
Jonathan.
Yo.
You know when that quiet takes over chat?
And then
That's what Dan's
that's Lev. Okay. So let me try to figure out this situation with the cameras as well,
kitty
because
cat.
we
Oh,
lost Frank.
Huh? I'm right here.
I know, but on the cameras, it completely it replaced you with me.
Well,
Don't even start.
yeah.
Okay, but easily fixed. Everyone's banners are complete. We can get this show on the road. Let me just
Yeah.
take off studio mode there. Okay. Welcome
Yeah, I see.
again to the Penumbra Assembly. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you, viewers, for being so patient and for waiting in chat. You are the best, and sorry that we were a few minutes late. It's amazing that I spent all day preparing. I spent all day just in the Penumbra Assembly, and yet still like 5 minutes before, I'm like, stuff to do. Things aren't working. So we're glad to have you here. Welcome, players. Are y'all excited?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's just jump right in. Let me get some music going here, because I did pick out some music specifically for this.
Mm.
In chat, just let me know if that music is too loud. I think right now our levels, I'm going to turn myself up a little bit. Levels look pretty good. And here we go. All right. So again, welcome to our brand new D&D 5e campaign, the Penumbra Assembly. As most of you might know, is that we started this actually last year, but we're rebooting the campaign because we had a few players that had to leave, and we had a pretty lengthy hiatus with it. We're glad to be back, and with some awesome new players and new characters, and so glad we have Alec back, Ed, Dan, but our new players, Warren and Frank, and then we have Carly as well. So happy for y'all to join us, and so happy to be back. So we had a session 0 last week that wasn't streamed. I'm going to give a short kind of summary of that. Probably right after I give the summary and give a little opener here, I'll probably go to each of you to kind of describe your characters for the viewers. And we'll get into our adventure. So, each of the players, or each of the characters, I guess. Okay. Oh, wait. Is that why? That's why. Sorry. To answer your question, Dan, usually I do, but of course tonight I did not notice that it wasn't. So, all right, get right into it. Each of the characters received a beautifully scripted letter a few weeks ago from someone named Accordion Zoland, and it appeared mysteriously in their bag, seemingly overnight. She provided each of them a photo of a beautiful half-orc woman that was herself, standing by a desk with shelves of these beautiful bell jars with interesting greenery in them, and some of them kind of hard to make out, but looks like maybe some pieces like metal, maybe cities in some of them. She claims that she is part of a larger group of benefactors known as the Badatel, who are looking to have the bell jars that were in the picture with her explored. And of course, she plans on paying them handsomely for helping her do that. She's reached out to them individually for specific reasons and asked that they travel to the small snowy continent north of the continent of, or small snowy island north of the continent of Victa, to a quaint, beautiful port city named Trindalag. This is where she lives. Once there, they were to meet at a small coffee tea shop called Kita's, where they would meet up with someone named Nak, a half-orc person that helps her. And they were to follow his instructions upon getting there. Nak had you do a little adventure, which was their session 0, where you found some interesting items and met some interesting people. She ended the letter by thanking you profusely and swore that they would not regret their decision. All of our characters sailed from south of Credencia, which is a continent to the east of Osbergen, which is where most of our Monday night campaign takes place. They all sailed on the same ship called the North, so they sailed together about a week. So they could have met each other's acquaintance on there, but then after their adventure, they've had some time together. After they did their little excursion that Nox sent them on, he said that he would take them to the Zoland estate. And that would be about a half-hour walk through kind of a snowy wilderness. Trindalag, as I mentioned last week, in session 0 to y'all, is kind of extended upon this island above the sea. The continent of Victa is just beyond that, and it's a vast, snowy, cold continent, as is Trindalag. So Nock is walking with you about a half hour. It is cold. It is windy. You find that even in your warm clothes that you were asked to wear, it's still difficult to kind of keep from feeling that chill. You're walking through snow. It's seemingly off the path. You've already, this is kind of separated. It seems that you're kind of walking away from the main small town of Trindalag that you met with each other just a few hours before. This is the same day that you landed at port as well, so it's been a very busy day for you. It is getting evening. Yvonne, you'll notice that you'll see some stars kind of peeking up into the sky. There's a lot of them. You can kind of point out probably some constellations that you've read about and studied. And there are some interesting colors as well in the night sky, these pinks and blues, that you probably didn't see too much on the continent of Osbergen. Nock's been fairly quiet, kind of maybe chatting with anyone who's walking near him, just kind of light chatter about the weather, the town, how long he's been there, which is since he was a child. And eventually, at about 30 minutes, you see this pretty large estate. It sits almost on the very edge of a cliff. And it almost looks as if any second it could tumble over it. But it's very warm looking. There's looks like some fire and candles in the windows. Not the fire in the windows, but candles in the windows, and maybe some, you imagine, warm fireplaces illuminating from within. Beyond the cliff, it's snowing currently, but you can make out the continent of Victa kind of spreading out beyond. And Nock will kind of, I think this is it. I'm sure that, she's definitely expecting us. Are you ready?
Yes, this is what we came for.
Okay.
Yavis got his back to the group and is staring at the stars out over Victor.
And as everyone, Nock will open the door and let each of you in individually. I'll go around, and for the viewers, if you wouldn't mind just giving a short character description for them, and we'll continue on. So the first one through is Drexlin. Drexlin, what does, Frank, you want to explain what Drexlin looks like?
Drexlin is rather large. He's 6'6", dragonborn paladin, wearing a sort of green and gold attire. His skin is brass colored, and he has 3 red gems over his, I think it's his right eyebrow, which is a symbol of his clan.
Okay, thank you. And next in, even though the stars do look beautiful, and it's hard to pull yourself away, Yvonne. Warren, you want to explain what Yvonne looks like?
Yvonne is a halfling with brown hair on the darker side. His hair is wavy to the point of curls. Look, I had to do something with hair.
Yes, of course.
I had to go nuts with him. He's got pince-nez glasses on. He generally has the air of distraction. He's frequently staring off into the middle distance or up at the sky, as he just was. He's wearing leather armor of dark brown with midnight blue accents. He's got a bunch of different pouches at his belt, a shield, a club at his side. Emblazoned on his armor appear to be like the tracing of constellations.
Okay, thank you. Next in would be Yul. You want to explain what Yul looks like, Alec?
Yeah, of course. So, Yo, or Jordevarg, is a pretty tall man. He's probably like 6'4" who might be handsome if his nose had been broken maybe like 2 or 3 less times, and he hadn't spent quite so many years just out on the open sea getting his face weathered. But he is wearing a kind of fur-trimmed cloak, a bunch of very kind of battered looking, but not necessarily cheap armor. And he is absolutely at home in this cold climate. He seems like he's having the time of his life here. He's got some kind of tattoos showing out from the edges of his armor as well. One that looks like kind of a raven's head just on his neck, kind of peeking out from the edge of the collar. But otherwise, he seems like a normal human being. Not that having tattoos makes you not a normal human being, I guess. But he is not like a halfling or a dragonborn or anything.
Nice. Thank you. Next in is Lev. Ed, you want to describe what Lev looks like?
Absolutely. Lev is a rabbit folk with a soft palomino coat, and he's got brown eyes. He wears a long black kind of robe accented with blue trim. He wears a sword at his side and carries a chunk of lapis that's shiny from frequent rubbing around his neck. Let's see, his sword has a insignia of his university, and he wears a black doctoral hat.
Nice. Thank you. Next would be Zenith. Carly, you want to explain what Zenith looks like?
Yeah. Zenith is a drow. She's probably about 5'8" or 5'9". She has kind of a medium purple skin. You can see she's got a couple scars kind of dotted around in various places. Nothing super severe, just where she's been in scraps over the years. Her hair is kind of a darkish purple blue color, pulled up in a bun, and you can tell the bottom half of it had been shaved a while back, but she's kind of let it grown out at this point. She's not maintaining it super well. She's wearing kind of some dark red armor and clothing, I guess, and then leather armor on top that's a bit weathered, and she is carrying a bow on her back, and she has a short sword at her side. And just kind of looking around, she's always not very trusting of her surroundings, so.
Nice. Thank you, Carly. And last but not least would be Dakos. Dan, you want to explain what Dakos looks like?
Sure, kind of like this. He's seemingly human. Stands about 6'3". Has beautiful silver hair and beard. Wears a crown tipped on his head. Has tattoo sleeves and a dark shawl wrapped around, covering his shoulders. His eyes have a prismatic appearance. The pupils do. It's just like an oil spell. And he has a couple of scars, one over his eye and then another over his lips, which I did not do tonight. But yeah, let's take this.
Nice. Thank you. All right. So that brings us back into things. Knock, everyone's kind of walked through. Knock will close the door behind you. Kind of, you feel that burst of air, from outside, and then all of a sudden it's closed off, and you can immediately feel the warmth from the house. He brings you, it seems you'd be in some kind of vestibule at first. There seemed to be like a little bench of boots and shoes there. But rugs leading in, and Nock doesn't ask you to remove any of your boots or shoes or anything. Kind of brings you through a foyer and then into a great hall. Everything's very, from the vestibule and the foyer were very kind of plain. But again, you felt that warmth. It looked very kind of like nice, but used and worn in. Like someone has, definitely someone lives here full time, and but are not immaculate housekeepers. As you enter into the Great Hall, you see everywhere these beautiful artifacts and things under glass. Looks like artifacts and different things under glass. There are things all over the walls. This huge, gigantic fireplace that's just emanating heat. And the walls have stuff on them all the way up to the ceiling, which is pretty high. And you see a little bit of a balcony almost kind of wrap around. Sitting there in one of the chairs by the fire and standing now to her feet is a half-orc woman with reddish-brown braids kind of braided back, hair kind of to her shoulders. And she's dressed rather kind of casually, but a little stylish in these kind of slacks and this kind of like jacket that's almost like tucked into this like large leather belt. She raises, to her feet. Ah, you're here. It's fine to see you. If you wouldn't mind sitting down, resting. I'm sure you've been walking for quite some time. And she'll kind of motion to one of the servants to kind of bring in this tray of hot chocolate and hot teas. You'll also see a few snacks on there as well. Everything is mostly warm since you came in from the cold. It seems that she's definitely planned for your arrival beforehand. Please, sit down, and there's enough chairs around the fire for everyone to have a seat if you want. How was the walk? Nock nods, and I'll just see myself in the room and let you have it. Thank you, Nock. I appreciate it. So Nock will kind of bow, half bow to the rest of you and kind of slowly leave. Accordia will, kind of stay standing for a moment. It's a pleasure to finally meet you all. Of course, I'm Accordia Zoland. This is my estate. I'm just glad to have you here. How was the meeting with Nock? You can tell me. She kind of looks around. You can tell me if he wasn't a good initiator.
Fine, I would say.
No,
We're
Doc was
here.
a perfectly nice greeter.
Okay.
Sent us off to a church, I think. Very nice town you have here. I particularly like the fact that you sell scrolls with writing on them. Very fancy.
Oh, well, anything we can do? Whoa, my accent went to Southern for a second. Well, anything that I'm glad that you found it to your liking. Trindalags is a beautiful, lovely small town that I've kind of adopted as my own. So, again, I'm glad that you're here. Please help yourself to the refreshments. If we need more, we can always get some more. And she kind of sits down with kind of... there's definitely no gracefulness behind her. Maybe a little bit, but nothing elaborate. She just kind of plops down into the chair. You can see a little bit of kind of dust, kind of float through the air. Hopefully the fire's warm enough for you.
It's wonderful.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, I suppose that you probably have, questions or,
Give us your spiel and we'll ask questions, follow-ups.
Okay. I like that. I like it. Well, as I said in my letter, I was just looking for adventurers to go into these different planes, that I have. I sent you the picture, and she does match what your picture, the picture that you all received. And I'm just looking for adventurers to go in, find some information for me, find a certain artifact that I'm looking for, and report back. It's pretty straightforward. I'll give you all journals to write in. I'll give you, the journals I have. They're not just any journals. They're magic. So I had someone enchant them. So whatever you write in them will automatically be transferred to kind of a twin, as it were, here to my library. So that way, if anything happens, we always have a backup. But yeah, I kind of found out about each of you in, different ways. And, I will say, a couple of you weren't my first choice, but, a couple fell through, and I thought, well, these are just as good. Maybe better.
And payment.
Oh, of course. I'll be paying each of you 5,000 gold. And also anything that you pick up there that's not the artifact or the information that I want, which will probably be more verbal than physical, you can keep.
Sorry.
Sorry.
5,000 gold per plane that we explore, or just in total?
No. For this one, 5,000 each of you, and then we'll see if you do good, and I like your work, then maybe we can bump it up to maybe 10,000 next time.
And
Alright.
we have your permission to pillage whatever we want and take whatever we want there, it sounds like, yes?
Let me rephrase what I was saying.
It seemed very clear.
Well, I'm not
The
asking you to pillage. I'm just saying that if you come across anything that doesn't already belong to someone.
Oh, that is important detail.
Yeah.
You said take whatever we want. Yeah, that is...
My apologies. I thought it was given, but maybe not. But yes, so as long as it doesn't, if you find something you don't know who it belongs to, then, and I feel like you probably know, like, just regular, don't take things out of people's houses if there's someone living there. If there's no one living there, then sure, take it.
What if the artifact belongs to someone?
Now that probably will be belonging to someone.
And we take it then.
That one, yes. That the artifact will probably should be the one exception.
I'm just trying to make sure this is very clear. Because
Sure.
different cultures, different sorts of, is it okay to take thing or not? And my people, as long as you challenge them to fight, you take whatever you want from them after you kill them, or, they surrender. But not everyone likes that, as I have found.
Sure. I mean, if someone is walking the road, and I apologize for my accent. It's just all over the place tonight. If someone's walking the road, and you come across them, and they are like, "I want to fight ya," or and you fight them, and they have stuff on them. Sure, the stuff belonged to them before, but I think after you fought them and they're dead, you could take the stuff. But don't go, like, causing fights everywhere,
They fight us, okay. We fight them, not okay. Except they have artifact. We fight them, that's okay.
Is the ownership of the artifact in dispute? I don't want to. I'm not.
It
no,
will
sure
be
if I'm,
once we get there.
I don't know if I'm comfortable taking something from someone who rightfully owns it.
The ethics are a bit fuzzy, aren't they?
It's, well, that's a good question, Draxelin. The artifact, well, it, kind of doesn't I belong to the person that it could be having it. We think that it's in. So, most likely, if someone's in power there, it could be in possession of them. It could be in possession of anyone, honestly. I mean, we don't know, right? We don't have anyone that I know of, or that any of my compatriots know of, that are in the plane. So I'm not really sure who has the artifact, but I can almost guarantee that the person who has the artifact doesn't belong to him. Because this is a very old artifact, in fact, and artifact, in fact. That's kind of smirks to herself. Anyways, could you get some more? Thank you.
Yes. This sounds like a gray area, and besides, 5,000 gold's a lot of money. You've got some student loans to pay back.
Oh, Lev.
Much worse for 5,000 gold. I've done much worse for like 300 gold.
Yes.
Lev, did they get you with the student loans?
I mean, doesn't everybody pay student loans?
Oh, Lev. School is a farce, you know?
That's not what they told me.
Well, what would you
Look,
think?
the best thing, if you ever decide to, say you reincarnate into another being, and you're looking at school, sometimes it's better, depending on what you're going into, to just find someone who can teach you privately, you know?
Oh, I've done that.
Like, let me see how clever she is. Okay. She'll smirk at you. Day goes.
You typically get what you pay for.
This is true. This is true.
Private tutors?
Yeah. You know, at your college, right? I mean, so here's how I know. As I went to college myself, and at college you have the teachers, right? The instructors. Well, I mean, there are lots of instructors out there who don't like working for the school, don't like working for the college, so you find their credentials, you find people that recommend them, and you hire them just privately, instead of going to this institution that they call college. Or sometimes they're just called institutes, right? It's
Wow,
okay.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is, but you'll get it. I mean, this 5,000 gold will help you get there. And if you join for another exploration, another excursion, you know, and you do well with this one.
Wait, is this a pyramid scheme?
Yes, we have to sell this adventure to other adventurers.
No. No, if all of you do a good job, I am more than willing to keep you. I'm not willing for you to expand, I guess. I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to bring someone else on your team, sure. But I'm not going to make
We'll
you...
be regional managers of this adventuring team.
Sure, you can put it that way. I mean, if you really want to, right? So, you know, I have someone paying me. I'm paying ya.
I'm gonna look back at Lev like... So let me just get the shape correct here. Up top, you have someone paying you and likely some others, who then pay others beyond that.
But it works, right? I mean, technically, if you wanted to find someone to do this job for you and pay them...
So, yes, we offer them, 2,500 gold? And
Sure.
they
Yeah.
find someone under them.
Yeah.
Offer like 1,000.
Offer them even less. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Although I will
It's a
say...
very stable shape.
I will
Yeah.
say, if I would find out that we're hiring people to do the job for you because I kind of picked you all out specifically, I might not like it. I would have to meet these people that you're hiring and, you know, make sure that they're good adventurers.
On a serious note,
Sure.
I do like to kid. The notebooks. What is it that you wish us to? What are the requirements for payment? grab the artifact.
Yes.
And are there any
Mhm.
particular notes where to take that are also a requirement?
So, as far as, you can tell that I've collected quite a bit here, and between myself and the other
The district managers.
Boditels, we like collecting things, right? And that includes information. I have a whole library I can show you. In fact, I think that's where the bell jars are anyways, so you'll be seeing that. But yeah, so the specific information, I mean, I'll take any information about the plane, about their way of life. Their way of life. Anyways.
Like an angel.
Like an angel. I will take any information that you want to get. Anything that you want to put down about how they run things, how big the town is, the population, any kind of basic facts. But the biggest thing is that I've been asked to find out information about the ruling couple. Apparently, there are rulers there. And someone's looking for him. So I've been asked to get information about them.
Just to follow up on that.
Sure.
Is this,
go ahead.
I'd hate if they're simply an innocent ruling couple and there's someone out to usurp them or something along those lines. I'd hate to be the ones reporting on them. Can you give us any context for these rulers? Since ethics are a concern.
I can say that it's, I think it has something to do with their family. That are trying to find out information. But that's really all I know. I don't know. I mean, I know that it's, one of the rulers is elfish, I think. And I think the other ruler, I don't know the race, but let me, and she'll kind of go to a desk that's in the room, a small desk, not the one that you saw in the picture. And she'll grab that, and let me see if I have some names here. It looks like that. Oh yes. So the family name is Amakir. Now I don't know if that's which ruler's name, if it's both of their names, if they're married or if they're brother and sister. I'm not sure. But I know it's two rulers, and we're trying to find out information on them together.
All right.
And robbing an artifact.
Yes.
Well, that's what I want to ask. On what authority are we claiming this artifact? If we find this artifact and wish to bring it back, I want to be able to state by what authority that I am claiming this artifact.
Of historical protection?
Value to who? You or someone else?
Well, I mean, the Badatel, we have a historical society that we
Okay.
obviously
So
protect these artifacts and keep them out of the wrong hands. We are worried that it's fell into that it's not with the people that it should be with. I'm not saying that I'm I'm that right person. From what I can tell, okay, I'll give you a little snippet. From what I can tell, is that there's not too much like, you're Dragonborn, correct,
Mhm.
Jaxlin?
Yes.
There's not too much to do with Dragonborn in this plane. It's not. I mean, as far as from the information I've been given, it's not a Dragonborn, just Dragonborn. But yet, this artifact that they have is Dragonborn specific. Now, why would a plane, not only a Dragonborn, want a Dragonborn artifact?
That's very interesting. Go ahead.
I have an idea, a theory on it.
Sure. Go ahead.
Probably at one point they killed the people who owned it and took it. And now we will do that to them.
So let me just get something straight here. I would prefer if you could get the artifact without killing people. We don't want to set, especially if this is being held by someone in specific that has power or that is in control of something. We don't want to cause chaos in this demi-plane. That's not what I'm sending you in there to do. Just to be clear, I'm not sending you in there to disrupt what's going on. I want the disruption to be as little as possible. You're see it as an infiltration, I guess. You're sneaking in, trying to get this artifact without getting anyone killed, and if you can help it, you'll. I know that's not a lot of fun, but it's kind of,
I was just stating my theory on how this happens. I've seen it happen many times. It seems to be how most artifacts change hands.
Sure. I mean, that's fair. I mean, someone could come in here and kill me and take all of my stuff.
Yes, they're good.
Speaking of your stuff, how did you get access to these planes exactly?
Oh, well, the group that I'm a part of, the Boditel, we kind of found them. It seemed like a collection in another demi-plane that someone had. So they seemed pretty important. We collected them, and we brought them back to the material plane with us. Because, well, the demi-plane that they were in was kind of in disarray. So we figured it seemed a little unstable. So we thought, well, rather than these beautiful bell jars that seemed to be magical, we didn't really know to what effect by then. Instead of seeing them disappear or be destroyed with this plane that seems to be falling apart at the seams, let's bring them back and see what they do and protect them.
Fair enough.
So we had some mages look at them, and, well, a few. That was a bit of a bill. And found out that they are all, indeed, I'm not sure in what shape, and that's another thing, I'm not really sure. The person that's looking for information about the people hasn't been in contact with them for some time. For some time? And so, I'm not really sure what state the demi-plane's going to be in. I'm hoping that everything's okay. It could be bedlam. It could be a disaster. That's not what I hope. I'm hoping it's fine for y'all. But it's also why we're paying you. And allowing you to keep things that you get. I mean, because you could go there, and the rest of you, and that you might have to fight. We just don't know, right? But back to what I was saying, the bell jars, they're all different demi-planes. From what we can tell, or from what the mages could tell. I can't tell anything, they just look like little miniatures to me. You ever seen a fairy garden? Kind of like that, in a little, like, under glass. But some of them look like cities, which I've never seen a fairy garden that looks like a city, but...
Oh, that's a shame.
Interesting. Okay. Yes.
So it sounds like along the way we may be procuring items for ourselves, and I'd hate to be bound by so many weapons while we're walking about. Do you have anything that could assist us with keeping everything in a nice, small, contained space as we travel?
Well, I can give you like a bag of holding. Um,
Perfect.
okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can provide that. I have a few of them in the back.
Lovely.
Tend to keep them just on hand. Never have enough, you know? You hear a bell around that time, and you kind of like, you didn't notice it when you came in, but all of a sudden you look over and there's this huge, long table. Not too long. It seems to be almost like just enough for all of you, and Accordia. This table set up with this large banquet. Looks like dinner's ready. Let's take the conversation and we can eat while we continue. And so she'll take you over the table. All kinds of things here. There are vegetarian things along with meats. I mean, pretty much a good, not everything you'd ever want, but a good variation of things that you can find something that you can eat if you want to. So, and wine and water. So. But yes, could you, and she'll ask the servant to go and get a bag of holding for you, or she'll tell them to prepare it with the other things. I have another, I'll give that to you with the journals, and I also have a bag. It'd be nice if they were all the same, but I have a bag that I'll give you. It won't take up too much space. I wouldn't put it in the bag of holding. Might be a little disastrous. But I have a bag I'm going to give you that any magical object you place in it, like the artifact, will be transported directly to me. So, if you choose to. It might be a safer option, or you can hold on to it until you get back here. I'm going to go ahead and give you half of the money up front. So you'll get 2,500 gold before you leave. And then I'll give you the rest. Maybe even I'll bump it up to 3,000 when you get back. Well, depending. If you do a great job, I might give you more. But we'll keep it at 5,500 as a base, as a minimum. Sound good?
You'll have me at 5,500 gold.
I thought so. But yes, and she'll kind of start eating and take a big swig of wine.
Might I ask one last question?
Sure.
I know we're all eager to get underway. But the artifact, to whom did it first belong?
Well,
Grand history.
The first owners of it is a bit murky. I mean, it did belong to the Dragonborn race. I think to a specific clan, but I'm not really sure that I remember which one that is. But it's a book. And it has it's kind of a ledger of all of the Dragonborn who have broken their oath to the Dragonborn. These names have been written down by Dragonborn clan officials throughout centuries, probably.
I see.
Very interesting.
Have you heard anything of anything like this before, Drexler?
Not of this particular. Well, maybe. But it is. I can see the value of it. Keeping your oath to the clan is very important for us. And those who violate that are certainly worth seeking out. Quick question, Accordion.
Sure.
About confidentiality, are we permitted to say that we are working for you?
Oh.
Or do you want us to keep this?
No, absolutely. You can say that you're working for me. I don't mind.
When these Bortles, did you say? Bortles? The Historic Society?
The Bardatells, yes.
Bardatells,
Mhm.
okay. Pardon me.
I'm saying the Bardatel. There's no R. Let me just put that in the chat.
Thank you. Okay. Are they just specific to this Trindalag area or this continent?
Oh,
or
no. The Bardatels are. I mean, I don't know how far across different planes that they reach, but I do know that you're the material plane, that they're pretty much everywhere, at least in Astral Lenore.
Okay. All right, so that might have been common knowledge to us anyway. But,
Well, probably not. I mean, whereas we're not afraid to be known that we're explorers and adventurers, and I'm not afraid to say the name to you, the Badatel. It's not really something that we go about. We collect things very quietly. We don't really make a show of it. So we keep these things safe. Sometimes we'll put them into museums or showings so other people can see them, but usually it's anonymous. Just laughing at my accent. Usually it's anonymous. And, yeah, we just don't make a big show of it. But you can tell anyone that you work for me or mention the Badatos, and it probably won't even bat an eye, because usually, unless you talk to the right people or bump into the right people, no one's heard of us.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it won't exactly open doors for us either.
I don't think so. The only thing that it might, if you find someone that might be like an artifact collector or a collector, or maybe someone, sometimes we're a little bit known among just how it goes, the more wealthier. Just because sometimes they're looking for things, and sometimes I don't really sell to them. But there are some Badatel that if they think that the person will take care of it, that they will sell to them.
Understood.
I'm glad one of us did.
Is there anything? Is there anything that I can explain better to you, yo?
No, it's not anything you specifically are doing. It's
Got it.
other cultures are strange to me sometimes. I do not understand why you play so coy with getting the things you want.
True. Yeah, it just seems to work better for us. I mean, maybe it'd work better if we were more out front about it, but just how we go.
It's no judgment. I mean
Sure.
more.
Sure.
People are different in different ways.
It's a good view. A good view. So,
When do we get started?
well, we have a dinner here. I would suggest...
Plate's empty.
Right. You can definitely get seconds if you want. I would suggest, since it is nightfall, that I would suggest that it is nightfall that you I have some spare rooms that you can sleep in. I wouldn't suggest going to the plane at nighttime, just so at first you can get your grounding before. Otherwise, you don't really know. Like, we'll be using the bell jar to teleport you. Caution, I'm not really sure where it will teleport you to. It will teleport you to the plane, but you could wind up in someone's house. I'm just warning you. It's a little, from what I've heard, I've done a couple of groups like you before. It's a little sketchy on where they, one group went into the plane in a closet. Another was right in the middle of the grand ballroom of the castle. So that was a bit of a that was an interesting excursion, but they made it out alive. At least most of them did.
Most. Okay.
Yeah, they had a bit of a scuffle at the end and lost one.
It happens.
It does happen, which is why we warn you to begin with that it could be dangerous and to watch yourself, and why we encourage not to just go in with your sword raised and magical powers ablazing.
Understood.
Best to be upfront.
Sure. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't go in asking about the artifact right away. I mean, lay your cards right. Do any of you have any experience with, you know, how do I put this? Reconnaissance work? Being a little stealthy about things? Okay. Well,
Personal. Take note of that.
I would say that once you get into the thick of things, you know, once you've kind of got your feet and know where you are and how things are kind of ran, if you find out that it's a pretty succinct society, you might want to follow Dacos's and Zenith's lead in things when you start to get more in the thick of it. But just my suggestion, you don't have to follow it, but I would suggest that you stay as close as possible as a group. Usually things kind of, from my experience, go haywire when you start marching off on your own, especially if you don't let the rest of the group know what you're up to. Not the threat, even though it sounded like it. Sorry. I've just had some experience that keeps me a little... Yes,
I'll take this to bed.
You absolutely can. You can take anything that you want to bed. I'll have a servant stand by each of the doors, only until you get there, so you know where the extra bedrooms are. Hallway down there. And, yeah, rooms should be all made up. I made them up just in case. Rest as much as you want, and I'll be here with breakfast in the morning, and whenever you're all ready to roll out, I'll let you go. I'll go ahead and retire. I know that you probably want to maybe talk amongst yourselves. I'll go ahead and retire for the night, and I'll see you in the morning, okay? With my weird southern Scottish accent.
From the south of Scotland.
Yeah,
Every single one of my ancestors.
every place is a south. It's fine. So, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. And she'll kind of give a half bow, and one of the servants will kind of go with her towards the room, or towards the hall, with some, like, towels and blankets, and you're left alone in the dining room. Well, kind of in this grand hall that is half dining room, half, like, living space. Fire's still going. It's warm, cozy. I'd say that one of the servants will probably bring out another tray of hot chocolate, just in case you want something sweet for after dinner.
Giovanni, you've been a bit quiet through all this. What do you think of everything that's happening? I don't know if you have any insight into this, but...
It wasn't even a real puzzle. Yo wants to kill people. Dacos has questionable morality. She wants us to be generally good, but it's kind of up to us. It's a lot of money. Love's been pretty quiet. I just want to explore places.
I have brief correction. I don't want to kill people. I'm just okay killing people. I think there's a distinction there.
You know, yo, I think you're really good at killing people.
Thank you. I think I am as well.
And the hot chocolate was really good.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zenith?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea what we're getting into. I don't know. You seem studious and educated.
Do I? Oh, thank you.
Well, have that air about you. Well,
It's a lot of money and it's dangerous, but well, I suppose we'll all have our different reasons for going. But it's certainly an interesting opportunity.
It's a good attitude to have. Most things in life are opportunities if you look at it the right way.
all right. I think I'm going to retire for the night, and I'll just kind of stand up and see you all in the morning. And I'm gonna go try to find my room.
Yeah, you get on the hallway that she motioned towards, and you'll see kind of a line of rooms that is a servant standing by each. So if you go towards one of those, the servant will immediately kind of open the door and hand you like a towel, like an extra blanket if you want it. You walk in, and the room is comfy, cozy. Not huge, but pretty spacious actually. And there's even like a bath already drawn up with some hot stones in it.
Heck yeah. All right. So yeah, while everybody else is doing whatever they're doing, Zenith is just gonna take a nice little bath and get ready for bed.
Okay. Yeah.
Drexen will not hastily, but quickly write a letter, seal it up with a wax seal, and put it in his bag. Just so in the morning he's just going to give it to Accordia to post for him,
Okay.
and he'll go to bed.
All right. Yeah, same for you with the room.
Yava will try and find a window somewhere that faces towards Victor. And will stand just looking out at it a long time. And when he turns away to head to bed, there are tears in his eyes, and he heads off to bed.
Ooh.
I want to know what's going on with Giovanni.
Anything for Dakos, Love, and Yo?
I'll tell the servant they can stay if that's their thing. By the door.
Oh, okay. I was like, in the room?
Love will stop one of the servants and ask about the hot chocolate. This is
Yes.
really good. Did you use water or milk?
Oh, milk from local cows.
Ah, perfect. And was it cocoa powder first and then milk, or milk first and then cocoa powder?
I'm sorry, cocoa powder? What is, this was made with chocolate that we've had imported from Victa by boat, and heated to a certain degree with some spices added into it. You'll have to tell me more about this cocoa powder. I haven't heard of that before.
I think it's when you take that chocolate and kind of grind it down into a fine powder. So this is the fancy stuff.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yes, it's very rich. If you had the hot cocoa, very rich. Like
It
drinking.
seems like everything
drinking
here is
chocolate.
very rich.
Oh, yes.
Oh, thank you. I'm going off to bed.
Okay. He seems a little lost in like this conversation. Good night. Kind of like see his way out. Try to busy himself with something. Dakos, what are you doing? Did you go to bed? Oh yeah, you said you went to bed. And Yo, you going to bed as well? Okay. All right.
Taking a bath first.
Okay.
That is a luxury.
Yes. Yes, it is. All right. So it gets morning. Each of you have probably at least one window in your room, maybe two. sun shines in. And if you go out to the grand ballroom, you'll find another table with some breakfast on it. And Accordia sitting down, just kind of busying herself with a book for the first one that comes in. Oh, good morning. Closes it and puts it down. How did everyone sleep? Everything good?
Yes.
Okay. All good?
Oh, no worries, no problems, no issues. Thank you. Oh, by the way, he answered the sealed envelope. If you could give this to the proper delivery service, I would be most appreciative.
Sure. Yeah, we'll get it to the post office in Schindlerk. She'll kind of like wave it and hand it to a servant. Thank you. And it might take a bit. Sometimes they are a little slow with their processes, but it'll get to where you go. To where you want to go. Well, let me. She'll kind of like reach over and have one of the servants bring over a cart. We'll give Deiko. She'll give you the bag of holding, and she'll also put down with. She'll give each of you a journal. These are again magical, so anything that should write in it will immediately show up in a twin in my library, where my desk is. So. Just write in it anything that you want to, information about the plane, especially about the rulers there, and I'll get it. And then also, here's the bag. That if you, and also, oh, right, that was something else I was going to give you. Because the bag's only for magical items. I'm going to give you this magically infused paper with some magical ink, so that way, if you want to correspond, you can write a letter, put it in the bag, and I'll get it. Because otherwise, that way we don't have to worry about sending stones and planes and all this sort of thing. This is a lot easier, I found.
Can
So,
you answer back with that, or?
Oh, yeah, I can send things through to you if it's magical as well.
Does the bag buzz or alert us in any way?
No, it does not buzz. It's something that's a good feature. Could you write down buzz? Okay, thank you. They're so helpful. It's hard to find good help these days, but these are excellent. They do a wonderful job. So she gave each of you a journal. She gave you just like a stack of magical paper and like one ink thing. She'd probably, because that's more for the bags. Yeah, she would give you a stack of magical paper, one ink thing to share with the group, and also the bag to send magical items back to her. And then, of course, the bag of holding she gave to you, Deikos.
Who's holding the other bag that's like the magic items for her? Just so I know who to ask later.
Yvonne can take
Yo
it.
can hold the bag. He's carrying
Okay. Let's let Yo take it rather than Yvonne, because Yvonne's like 38 pounds, so he's not much for carrying things.
So adorable. Yeah. Well, as soon as you're done with breakfast, I can take you into the library and I can show you the bell jar and we can get you started.
Good. I'm eager to get underway myself.
Why don't, just for funsies, why don't all of you make a perception check for me while you're in this room?
Oh, shit.
I will say, as you came in, there are some beautiful windows here now that it's not nighttime. You see this beautiful kind of view that you can see reaching out the continent of Victa. It's snowing outside. There's, you wouldn't see snow outside the window piled up because you're right there on the cliff. This is on the cliff side. All right. I was about ready to call you Tegan, Frank. That's not your name. What is that? Interesting.
Come on, pop quiz. What's my name?
Oh, sorry. Then I noticed something wrong with one of the videos, so I'm
Oh,
fixing
God.
that. ADHD. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Draxlin, what did you roll for your perception?
19.
Okay. Yvonne, what did you roll?
Despite the fact that Yvonne looks completely distracted and staring off into space, 25.
Whoa! I love it. Yo, what did you roll?
Yo rolled trying to figure out how to roll dice in D&D Beyond and failed. So he's going to roll a dice in real life.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
Okay. Lev, what did you roll?
Also a strong 10.
Strong 10. Zenith, what did you roll?
13. A little bit better.
A little better. And Dakos, what did you roll?
15.
Okay. All right, I would say, let's see here. Okay. All right, so I would say anyone with a 10 or above, you would notice some of the artifacts in this room. I'm just going to name a few just for funsies. One is like this weird metal contraption that looks almost like, there's a word for it, but it's like these circles kind of intertwining with other circles. In another case is a crushed like metal can that says White Claw on it. In another one is a compass that doesn't seem like it works if you pass by. I'll just go ahead and just say that you probably walked around this room a little bit. The other one is a glass jar of black sparkling sand. The other one is a golden metal orb. Different from the other one that I mentioned. This one's more like it's just one sphere that has these intricate carvings in it and 5 golden keys on chains. Yeah, just little funsies for
Some of us.
for some of you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So, Accordia will, once everyone's finished up, will kind of walk into, a servant will kind of go in front of her, open the doors into the library. As you walk into this library, still very warm. It has another huge fireplace in here. Books, just bookshelves everywhere. Stacks of, even like, there's so many books that there are even stacks of books on the floor, like here and there. A few little reading, like a reading area, and then this grand desk that you would recognize from the photo or probably a small painting that she sent each of you. And then behind the desk, you'll see not what you saw in the picture, in the painting. You just see shelves of books. As Accordia walks in, she'll kind of motion. Welcome to possibly my favorite place in the estate. She kind of look around proudly. Let me. Oh, that reminds me. Yvonne, I remember in finding out about you that you like star charting, correct?
You have star charts here?
Oh, actually, I got something better. In all of my books that I've collected, I unfortunately can't go through all of them and can't use all of them. So I had this one, and she'll kind of like reach onto a table and give you a book that's to observe and track star charts and like the movement of stars. It's a little bit, so it has specific areas where you put specific things, it has sections for different places that you view the stars from, sections within those sections of different like areas of that place you view the stars from. So it's pretty specific. And maybe you've seen one like this before, in your studies and in your wonderings, but yeah. There you go. I enjoy a good star look myself, so from one stargazer to another, I thought I would get you with that.
Thank you. You're very kind, and as he says that, like he doesn't look at her.
Yeah.
He's got head down, but he does say thank you.
I love it. Love it. All right. Well, and she'll kind of step behind the desk and kind of look at it for a second and then pull out a book. But the book doesn't pull all the way out. It just kind of pulls out halfway. And she'll pull out another one, and it does the same. And then the wall starts to turn. And on the other side of the wall, more shelves as it kind of clicks into place. It's more shelves, but not on the shelves aren't books, but these bell jars. For anyone watching that might not know, I didn't really know until a couple years ago what the term bell jar was, but it's like the glass dome, a little bit tall, some of them are shorter, and it usually has a base on it, and you can lift it up and keep things in it.
I've seen these at university. Usually there's smoke inside.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dan has one that's just out of shot. Just out of shot. Yes, love. These are the different planes. If you want to, step closer and take a look, and if any of you do, there are some that have little like cities in it. There are some that are filled with like what looks like a mist, and you can't really see through it. Others have what look like almost miniature forests inside. There's one that's just like a desert plain. It looks like just like dust inside. There's one that just kind of glows and you can't really see through the light inside of it. But yes, so this one, and she'll kind of take one off the shelf carefully and sit it on her desk. You'll see that this one, you'll see a little bit of greenery, but more kind of less. You'll see one part that's kind of part mountain and part forest. And then it's almost like it's very circular in nature. Of course, the base itself is circular, but it has like almost like a ringed effect to it. And it almost seems like several streams of water inside that are going through these rings of what looks like plains or like grass. And then in the center of these circles, in the center ring, is what looks like kind of a city or like buildings, rock that's kind of coming up. And you can see other little buildings as well around. So it looks looks a little urban, a little more city-like than forest, but you still have quite a bit of greenery there as well. So this is your plane. This is your demi-plane that you'll be traveling to. I have a certain, and she'll kind of look in her desk and pull out a gold key. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to let me, and she'll kind of put it on the desk again and kind of put it near a corner. You'll each need to be touching it. And then one of you, while you're touching it, needs to put the key in and turn it. And so anyone touching the bell jar will be transported to the demi-plane. Is there anything else before you leave that you would like to ask, or... Yes, Dakos.
I think Drexlin had something.
We probably have the same question. Does this place have a name?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, that's heartwarming.
Interesting enough, sometimes I've looked into it and have thought I saw like a reflection that wasn't mine, or anything in the room, like inside. And it also doesn't seem like it belongs to the city. It looks like it's almost like floating in between the top of the bell jar glass and the city itself. But I can never really catch it in time. It's always, of course, when I look and it's gone. I don't think it's my eyes playing tricks on me, but it could be. I mean, I'm not a young half-orc or anything, but yeah.
Well, that'll be our first important piece of information that we gather for you.
Excellent. Dacos, did you have something different?
Sometimes my mind wanders a bit, and this is on a bit of a note. I know we're ready to go.
Sure.
Nock told us that the city outside, below, I should say, was run by a rather wealthy individual that oversaw the city. That's you, I assume. I'll gesture around the house.
Oh, yes. Trindalag, I've been here for a while, and they've kind of adopted me as their mayor of sorts. So I kind of peek in and, make sure that everything's going well and that, everyone's getting along. But I'll have to say it's a pretty easy job because it's, there's not a lot there. Wonderful people, wonderful town. I love it, but there's not a lot to manage. So it kind of manages itself.
I would just put a recommendation out there. They've had some trouble with the church that we looked at and other things.
Oh.
Inevitably, there's disputes and such. Perhaps a constabulary force. There's nothing of the like in the town. Perhaps a few people to oversee and settle disputes and help those in danger or otherwise.
That's a good
Your
point.
consideration.
It's a good point, Takos. Thank you. Yeah, I had a couple people mention the church, and it seemed more like ghost stories than anything. But
I think it was, but
okay. Oh yes, that's what Nock was going to have you to do, right? To go in,
yes,
take a look
it
around.
Struck me as sometimes people fall or get trapped or hurt. You can't help
Sure.
accidents. And having a constabulary force to help.
This is an excellent idea. We have a lot of people that, have left the town, that have family here. Maybe I can reach out to them and just see if they can come back and watch things. Thank you for the suggestion.
Do what you will.
So nothing strange in the church, huh? It was fine?
Oh, it was... Who knows? Everything seems alright.
Okay. Alright. Well,
There was the voice room. Do we want to talk about the voice room? I'm still wondering about why we heard voices in that room.
A voice
Up
room.
Upstairs. Voices in numerous rooms upstairs, having discussions. Nothing in the ethereal plane. Nothing invisible. Just something left over.
So I heard that the person that ran that before, he was kind of into, I think they said his name was John, right? He was kind of into planes and, right? Is that, do I have that correct? I find that sometimes, I don't know if you noticed, but in one of my, sometimes in the great room, I'll hear voices and conversations. Now, I've narrowed it down to a couple of items. One is the black sand that's in the jar, and the other one is the person I got it from called it a time device. And I think that John was interested in the same. In fact, I kind of think the time device is from his collection, I think. Or was originally from it. They got it in other hands. It's a long story. Drawn out. But I find that sometimes that items that have to do, or things or places that have to do with travel and this weird time travel thing that I don't really understand myself. I'm kind of, I deal with the here and the now, right? And demi-planes are enough for me, and even those I'm kind of like, oh. But sometimes when dealing with those things or those places, it kind of rings into the now. So, you could have been hearing conversations from the past. That's my theory. And that's what I theorize when it happens here. Not ghosts. I'm not a big believer in ghosts. But...
I'm going to tell them about the ghost in their house I spoke with last night to get a different proficiency.
But, that's just my hypothesis. Take of it as you will. But, yes, yo.
I slightly confused. You
Josh.
don't believe in ghosts.
No.
You believe in time travel.
I mean, kind of. Yeah. I mean, I believe it could exist, sure. Do I have I time traveled myself? No, I don't. I don't want to.
Me neither, to be fair.
And I've never seen it happen, but I've heard stories.
I've talked to a ghost once. I'm pretty sure, but I've never time traveled.
You talked to a ghost. That's interesting. Well, I'll be more than happy to hear about it. If you ever want to write about it in your journal, then I can. Or when you ever get back, we can have a chat. We can talk about your ghost experience.
Great idea. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you learn something new every day, right? So, I'll be ready. Anything else? Okay. Who wants to turn the key?
Yavis got his back to the party. He's reading his book.
I will turn whatever object.
Okay. We'll give it to you, yo. Okay, you have to have one hand on the object, on the bell jar, and then the other one turn in the key. After everyone's put their hands on the object as well. So, hold the key up. Everyone puts your hands on at least one hand, well, just one hand on the object. Otherwise, it gets too crowded. All right. Yo, if you want to turn the key now. It was nice meeting ya. Bye. And then everyone, as she doesn't finish her sentence and Yo turns the key, you feel this almost like you're falling forward. And kind of like semi-falling forward and being pushed violently forward. It's kind of like when, I'm sure at some point your characters have had this, maybe not, but it's kind of like whenever you have the dream that you are falling and then when you wake up, you're like halfway falling out of bed, or like you jump. Mm-hmm. It's that same feeling. And so you feel like that you're falling, and then you hit grass underneath you. And that's when we'll take our bio break. All right. So for viewers and for players, we take a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. All right. As soon as I get the BRB up. I said that, and then I didn't have it. Here we go. Oh, that's the old one. Oh, no. I didn't put the new one on here. Oh, my. I mean, I downloaded it, Dan. Okay? I downloaded it. I just did not load it. I was like, I'll do that before the stream. It's fine.
That's what Dan scrambled to put together.
I know. I'm putting it up. Okay, I'm getting
You're
it on
fine.
here.
It's funny. It's just funny.
I know. I was totally going to do it before, and then I just, scrambled. All right. Penumbra. All right, here we go. There we are.
Is it safe to bio stuff?
It's safe to bio. We're on bio. Mics are hot. Yes.
I'm DMing you in Zoom a question.
Okay.
Steph, I'm the last person that joined, right?
Yes, you
I
are.
got disconnected. Okay, because I've got to shut it off tonight. I'm really sorry. My camera instead of covering it.
You have nothing to cover it. Nothing in that. Oh my God, Dan.
See yas.
Wow.
Not even a sock?
Yeah. He has to have something.
In use.
So the way that let me turn off our stuff first.
Is that the bad mirror cat? It's another cat.
No, that's the other one.
Have you guys ever seen a telescope octopus? Because they're the funkiest little dudes.
Ah,
I just saw a picture of one for the first time and I'm obsessed.
now we're gonna have to Google.
I love them. Like their little eyes.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
They're so weird. I love them.
Yeah, they do have weird eyes. Look like they're, the looks of them look like they're very deep sea creatures.
They are. I found a thing that showed they're like usually about 2,000 meters deep, apparently.
That's deep.
Yeah, I found a website that as you scroll down shows you what creatures are at what depth, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. Things you nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I've never caught these in Animal Crossing.
Oh, this clock. No, that's the one. But you don't like clocks. I know, right? Like it's, I know I got the sewing box stuff. Yeah.
The Mariana Trench, the abyss.
Ugh.
4,000 meters to 6,000 meters.
I've never been able to play Subnautica because it just
Oh yeah,
nope, absolutely not.
Yeah. It's very it can be very claustrophobic because there are trenches and these almost underground caves, and you're in this awkward bubble thingy,
Yep.
and the way the thing operates, it's very easy to get trapped. And
Gosh,
your world gets upside down, and you don't know which way's up, which way's left, which way's right.
I watched a guy play it and it was horrifying.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I think I'll pass on this one. I don't think I'll ever play this.
Yeah, it's funny. Their eyes just sort of like poop out.
What? Yeah. What do you get?
I know. Beautiful.
Oh, the shoes talking to you. Hopefully it's kind of fun. That would be
All right, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. It's fine. Oh. Right. Okay. Dee-dee.
Anyway, I'm gonna Oops. How to walk?
How do you walk?
Yeah. Let's figure it out.
One foot in front of the other.
Nice. Soon you'll be
Be walking
Oh my
after
gosh,
the
yes.
sun.
Da, 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 da.
Is that? I can't remember.
It's like,
That
it's one of the,
Santa Claus is coming to town.
mhm.
There, yeah, it was either that or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm playing Curse of Strahd for a home game right now.
Mhm.
And whenever I mention the Burgermaster,
Oh,
the only thing I can think of is Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Yep.
And no one understands my reference. I'm like, guys, guys, please.
we got you, Carly. We got
Fun.
you.
Thank you.
Burgermeister
Right there with
Meisterburger.
For the king.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm the Burgermeister Meisterburger.
That was
Alright.
my
No
childhood.
toys.
Yes, right? Steph, we're going to have to put it on the Patreon thing for
Oh, the movie night? Oh my God.
July.
Yeah. Oh,
So we get a
yeah.
taste-
Christmas in
A
July.
taste of
Mhm.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Mm.
I'm going to do that right now because otherwise I'll forget.
Nice.
Could have a whole stop motion though. Night.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh God, that means you could put Wallace and Gromit on.
Mm. Mhm.
Let me see here. Pre-trial movie night.
Jeez.
You know, it's bothered me in like recent years that Santa Claus let Rudolph be like berated and shunned and treated so poorly until he needed him. Right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what was going on.
Look at you. Yeah.
Yeah,
fine with
well,
that.
we don't know that. That's, as we can say, that's facts, not in evidence. We don't. We're
Sure,
assuming.
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's got a lot on his mind, you know.
He's busy.
He's got lists
busy, yeah.
he's got to maintain. He's got unruly elves.
Yeah.
It's just canon that elves are unruly.
They don't even show up to elf practice.
Yeah.
Mm. I love Rudolph from Silver and
There's that whole
Oh,
chutney
yes.
thing that nobody wants to talk about.
The what?
The whole chutney thing.
Chutney?
Oh my God, you don't know chutney?
No, I don't guess I do.
Critical Role. What was it? 2 years ago?
Oh God.
The Christmas special.
Yep.
And Travis played an elf, an old elf. In fact, he's brought that character into season 3.
He's
Named
just
Chuck?
renamed it Chetney.
Chutney.
It's totally a different character.
Totally a
though.
curmudgeon old man. I don't know. You probably won't watch it anyway, but well, I won't spoil it.
That's awesome. I have to go back and watch that.
You don't know me.
Okay. Sorry. What you said was funny. I enjoy what you were saying. I was listening, but then also I was typing an idea. So I'm so sorry. I still heard you.
Yeah, Travis is killing it this season.
I
Oh my gosh,
need
right?
to watch it again. I need to get back into
He
it.
is. I was just thinking that like a session ago, and without any spoilers at all, just in his roleplay with it is hilarious, and
Yep.
like
Just
just like the spotlight.
Yep. When he first met the group, he's like, "You don't know me. I could be well armed, heavily armed." And they go, "Are you?" And he goes, "Maybe."
All right, let's get going. So we got everyone here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So in 3, 2. Well, maybe Stephanie. Oh, there it is. 3, 2, 1. We're back. I like to keep you on the edge of your seat. You never know. You never know when I might take off the "Be Right Back" screen. All right. Well, welcome back, viewers. Welcome back, players. Yeah, we have a little over an hour left of our adventure for this evening. All right. So we left off before break. You felt that pushing and kind of falling forward, and all of a sudden you kind of feel this kind of prickly stuff all over your faces, and realize that you're face down in what seems to be grass. You've touched grass, as it were. You kind of push yourself up. It is sunny. The sky seems to be pretty clear. No clouds. Very bright. And you look around. You seem to be in a field of sheep. And you look around some more, and you kind of see, it's a very interesting, how can I explain this? You're looking down and you see all kinds of fields and little houses and stuff, kind of like, almost like going in like a circle around, kind of off into the distance. You see some buildings ahead, and you see like a kind of a large city center farther away. Possibly about, oh my gosh, Stephanie, are you going to try to like measure this? Probably like 3 miles away, maybe. It's that's more than 3 football fields. A Stephanie DMing joke, yeah. So you see sheep, like 3 sheep in this kind of fenced in area, and then you also see what is he? Is he a furbolg? Sorry, for a second I was like, wait, I had a little picture here. You see a furbolg, green skinned. Kind of hair kind of back and kind of a half up a braid, flowers all in it. They seem to have a staff with like flowers sprouting from the top of the staff. Dressed clothes are very plain, but there just seems to be flowers and just like almost like vines growing on them. Holding a sheep. And with another sheep over his shoulder, and kind of like under the weight. He was like, hey, you wanna, he kind of like looks over at the field adjacent and like looks back at you. I don't know who you are, but you wanna help me move some sheep?
You're speaking common?
Yes.
No.
I've never moved a sheep before.
Could you help me move sheep? I'm trying to get them away from those. And you look over in the adjacent field, and there are just swarms of bees, or wasps specifically.
Oh.
I need to take these sheep before they get over here to that shed. Could you help me pick up these last 3 sheep? And I'm just gonna, and he starts like taking the sheep towards the 2 sheep towards the shed.
Exxon will immediately start shooing one of the, whatever sheep he did deal with, and the other ones try to like herd them towards the shed.
I'll slowly walk behind, but not really help. Go. Shame, yes. Follow. Yes, Jackson.
Let me see. Drexlin and Dakos make an animal handling check, and anyone else who wants to help.
Okay.
Can I give my just give Drexlin an advantage if I even do that?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
All right.
My lazy shushing.
I will also, I guess, help. So
Okay. Yeah, make an animal handling check. Zenith?
not good at that. That's a 5. Zenith has never seen a sheep before.
Okay. All right.
Yo will help as well. He's
Okay.
decent.
Oh, nice. They're so
And
fluffy.
Lev help.
It's rather distracting.
He's extremely average at animals. Turns out you got a 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Lev, what are you
Excellent.
doing?
Any help nudge him along with Mage Hand?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely try that. Yeah. Drexlin, I'm sorry. What did you get?
18.
Okay. All right. 18.
Sort of banging his shield at the sheep.
So, Zenith, you try to try to kind of guide one towards the shed that that the furball took the other two into, and it is just standing there chewing something in its mouth and just kind of looking at you, unimpressed. You go and you have some success. But the sheep is very stubborn. How are you trying to, are you just kind of shushing them, or are you picking one up, or?
Yeah, he'll just kind of go up to one and kind of just nudge it, be like, "You must go now. Bees, I think. Shoo, move along."
The sheep kind of looks back at you and kind of bleats and will start slowly looking over its shoulder a couple of times, go into the shed, very reluctantly. And the rest of you see Dakos over there being like, shoot.
On with you.
Lev, what did you roll again?
Sorry, that was for animal handling.
Yes. Oh no, you were
Solid
doing the
set.
mage hand. You were doing the mage hand, right? So I won't make you roll. So you, the one that Dakos is trying to shoo into the shed, you successfully are able to kind of gently nudge it along with mage hand and kind of guide it a bit. Draxlin, what did you roll? Pretty high, right?
18.
18. Yeah. How are you ushering
I'm just sort of
the sheep?
behind the sheep, banging my morning star on my shield, sort of making a loud racket, and just
Okay. Nah.
Yeah.
Sheep will kind of
Yeah.
bleed at you.
And Drexel will snort out of his dragonborn nose.
Jesus. Okay, well this sheep kind of seems a little taken aback, but will turn and get back into the shed. What is Yavani doing?
Yavani will kind of skirt around the edge, trying to make sure that no sheep escapes off the side. But it's important to point out the average male sheep weighs about between 3.7 and 5.2 Yavanis. So
Sure.
Yavani ain't getting too close to those giant animals.
Sure. Okay. All right. So you're just kind of watching, kind of looking. What is everyone's? I'm gonna go around and ask your passive perception. Drexlin, what is yours?
11.
Okay. Yavani, what's your passive perception?
18.
Okay. Wow. Yo.
17.
All right. Nice. Lev.
13.
Beautiful. Zenith.
15.
All right. Dakos.
16.
You guys have some good passive perceptions.
Yeah.
All right, I would say 15 or above. You would notice that the swarms have started moving, are pretty much in your field now, and seem to be actively agitated at your presence. Everyone, make some initiative rolls.
Feels like a B movie from the 80s or something, like
Not the
Arachnophobia,
bees.
but with yeah.
Oh no! Shit! I was going to like get my Bluetooth headphones out, but this will have to do for right now.
Ooh, that's a good one to start off.
Wonder if I can like. Oh wait a minute, that's the cameras, so I'm gonna have to switch that over too. Give me a couple seconds, Chad. I'm so sorry. Please hold.
Dare you?
All right, I'm gonna cover up me. Oh nope, we don't want the be right back screen, Stephanie. That's not it. There we are. Oh wait a minute, shoot. Well, no. I didn't crop that right.
Oh, Wicker Man? What's that? It's Nick Cage, right? No.
Yeah, well.
Oh,
that's
the Wicker
remake.
Man? Yeah, that's Nick. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, there's
Not the
an older
bees.
one.
Yeah, there's an older
And
one, which
then,
is better.
And then Nick Cage, yes. And then yours, what was I concerned about? I don't remember. Okay, so we have to make sure.
That's
One
what's going in
second.
my journal.
Bee sheep, nice. Hybrids.
Oh, that's a thought.
They'll have us flanked now. Show their stingers. No. Shape constellations into a tool. Awesome. Oh, it's a
Y'all
deleted scene,
can't
Jonathan.
see
I've
that,
never seen
so
the
that's
movie,
gonna
but
have
I've
to
seen
go
that scene in so many different.
Higher up.
Exactly. I just typed that. I've never seen the movie, but all you see is that scene.
So bad.
Nick at his absolute worst. Oh my God. I love it.
Oh, you put a little toothpick in him for a stinger.
I am.
And then
I love
Oh, I
this.
thought that was the sheep.
Oh, maybe it's a sheep. And
Has
in my
Dave
head, it was
ever
a sheep.
seen a bee or a sheep before?
that'll do for now.
Oh yes. And bee sheep.
I got very creative with the swarms.
Oh, that's a swarm. Okay, got it. All right, so we have 5
It could work
swarms
for
of bees.
either.
So
Okay.
each of those is
Yeah.
one swarm. So you have five
Okay.
kind of swarms of these wasps. Let me just pull up my other shit here.
I feel like a bow and arrow is probably the worst weapon I could bring
Womp
into this.
I
womp.
took out one bee. Yeah.
Singular bee.
Alright, and initiative for these.
Skewer a few of them.
Ooh, this
I
one.
don't know. Okay.
I have swords, so I hear you. Slash.
Does anybody have like a flip flop or something?
a leather fly swatter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright. So this is let's get them
That's
down.
the artifact.
20. That's it?
This is
That's
foreshadowing.
what this world needs. It would be unethical of us to take it.
Right? Oh, yep. There'll be a dilemma, moral dilemma when we.
Should have like numbered
How
these.
chaotic evil is it to send the swarms through the bag back to?
Well, if they're or if they, well, I wouldn't think they'd be considered magical, but.
Oh, maybe.
Okay,
I made the bag of
DM, we
holding.
won't do it.
Or just put them in the normal bag of holding.
You
Loud
can
and
certainly
clear.
They'll die
try.
in 10 minutes. Yeah.
You can certainly try.
I'm shocked that's not a magic item already, like a bag of bees, which is like identical to a
Oh,
bag of holding.
Jar of
I
bees.
love it.
Oh,
Dragon Age
no.
Inquisition style.
Yes, yes, I love it. Carly, you win another point. You've already won
Yay.
5 tonight, so yeah.
That's
Oh.
fun.
Mentioning stuff likes. You'll get your points.
Nice.
Let the games begin. All right. So going around. Draxlen, what did you roll for initiative?
I rolled a nat 20 for 19.
Oh. What?
Oh, no.
Frank, how is that possible?
Bad dexterity.
Wow. Oh, I guess you are dragonborn with like armor. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's rough, friend. That's real rough. All right.
That's only -1. It's no big deal.
grassy green in here.
22. All right. So 19. Yvonne, what did you get?
16.
And Yo?
19. Or,
Nice.
Sorry, 17.
17. Okay, I was going to
I'm
say.
used to having better dexterity.
Dex battle.
Mm.
Lev?
We might have one. I rolled 17 as well.
So what is your dexterity, Yo? Dexterity score?
None. Not.
What is yours? Right? It's your dexterity score, right, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is yours, Lev?
+3 modifier.
All right, so you will go before Yo. And Zenith.
26.
Woo!
Oh.
What?
Dex for days.
Have the alert
Yeah.
feat.
I
and,
love it.
I'm a gloom stalker, so
Yes!
Yes.
Amazing.
I have +11 initiative.
I love this!
Wow. Holy crap.
It's the best!
I know who to walk behind when we
Yeah.
have marching order. Yeah. Go get him.
I'm very good at few specific things.
Behind Zenith is the entire party and the DM, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Dakos, what did you roll?
I'm so sorry. A 12.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, so it's
Alright. So Zenith, you are far ahead of everything. And then Draxlen. And then some of the wasps.
All right. Because I feel like it might be a bad idea to kind of try to, shoot them. I want to cast Hunter's Mark on, we'll just do the swarm that's off to the very bottom on the screen that we see.
Okay. So
That one.
that one. Yeah. This one right here. Okay. That's 1. Swarm 1 I have that marked as. For those of you
Perfect.
keeping track, which I know some of you do, Frank.
drawing
yeah.
a map as we speak. No.
I am going to Hunter's Mark that. And, sorry, I'm reading exactly what I need to do.
Oh, sure.
I pull out my short sword
Okay.
and I want to kind of run up to it and slash at it.
All right.
And then that does. Sorry, I'm still getting used to D&D Beyond. The only
You're
D&D
okay.
Beyond thing I use is a wizard, so
Yeah, you're okay.
Oh.
for some reason I don't have my short sword equipped. Hold on. There we go. Now I can click it. All right, that is dirty 20
Okay,
Nice.
that hits.
for 10 piercing damage plus whatever I do from my Hunter's Mark. 1, so 11 damage.
Okay. Now, okay. Yeah, you kind of feel that the piercing damage isn't quite doing full damage to it, but it does do a little bit. But you can feel a little bit of resistance there.
All right.
So that would be my best math. All right. Anything else for your turn, Zenith?
That is it.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to Draxlen, then Bees, and then Lev.
All right.
Or wasps, I mean.
Just point me out. I on the board there.
Oh, I'm so
Ooh,
sorry,
fancy
friends. With
golden
your little minis. This one right here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess is your stuff? I'm so sorry, Drexlin. Is your stuff Zenith? Was that within 5 feet, or was that an arrow or something?
Oh, that was within 5 feet.
Okay.
I also forgot that I'm level 5 and get 2 attacks, but I already said I ended my turn. So
Okay.
it's fine. I'll remember next
So I
time.
moved you closer to the swarm that you were attacking. Okay.
Yep. Perfect. Sorry.
So I'm
Okay,
so sorry, Drexlin. What do you got?
Whoever's in front of me, I will walk to the left of him, move in front of them,
Okay. That's Lev.
right, and come down 2. There we go. And turn to face those 3.
Swarms.
Yep. And first, I will attack with my Morning Star
Okay.
as my first attack.
Now
Okay.
does that target more than one creature or?
No, that just I'm pretty sure it only
Okay.
hits one.
So are you wanting to? Is there a certain one that you're wanting to get, or does it matter?
The one right, next one up. That one, yes.
Okay.
So I'll be facing that direction.
And also, just to for those who don't know, like I don't know if you know this, Carly, but if you right-click on the screen that shows like the map here in Zoom, you can pin it and it makes it large, just in case you're having trouble seeing.
Great
That is
idea.
perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm sorry, Drexlin. Go ahead.
Thank you. Looks much better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So attack roll with the Morning Star.
Mm-hmm.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
Dirty 20 hits. Yes.
Okay. And the damage on that is 14.
Okay. What type of damage?
Piercing.
Okay. All right. So you do feel a little resistance there.
And for my second attack, Drexlin will take a deep breath.
Okay.
And use his breath weapon. And they're going to hate me because this is a 15-foot cone
Okay.
off in that direction. So you tell me, it's who it's going to hit.
Okay. So you're wanting to kind of target it here?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15. And that's starting at the point of contact. So it will miss this one, but it will hit these 4.
Okay. And that's 2d10 psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, 7 psychic damage to those 4.
7 psychic damage. Let me just take a look here. Okay. All right.
And just for, let's see, I have to get used to having a bonus action. Yeah, why not? Where is Lev?
Lev is right here.
Okay, so I just walked around Lev. That's appropriate. I will cast Shield of Faith on Lev.
Okay. All right. So that gives you +2 to AC, Lev. Is there any specific way that looks, Drexlin?
A shimmering field surrounds the creature of your choice within range. It's a small piece. I whip out a small piece of parchment with a bit of holy text written on it. I just sort of like burble it to myself, and the shield appears around.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you. Anything else for your turn, or is that it?
That is it. I'm going to stay put.
Okay. All right. So it is Swarm 5's turn. And they are going to... Let's see here. Let me get one of these guys. Let's see. Is this a D? Okay. Alright. So, this one is going to move closer to you, Lev. And take a look here. Alright. And this swarm kind of moves closer to your Lev and kind of almost kind of like lurches forward. I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Okay. Almost kind of lurches forward towards you.
Can I use Portent here?
Oh, sure.
8.
Okay. All right. Definitely misses, I would assume, right?
I don't know.
Are you
bonus?
making the oh, right. The bonus is only a 3.
Excellent, it misses.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Cool. All right, so that one misses. That is, I think that's all that it does. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that brings us to Yo. Then, that brings us to Lev. Then Yo. Then Yavani.
Let's see. Can Lev use Mind Sliver?
Sure. What does it do?
It's a intelligence save. It's a spike of psychic energy that goes into the mind of a creature. So I'm assuming the swarm counts as a creature.
Yes. Yeah.
Intelligence 14 save.
Okay. Oh. Whoops. Wait. What? Really? Jesus. Okay. That is a yeah, no, that fails for sure. They got a 7 total because they have a -5 intelligence.
Rolling dice.
They should have run a damage.
8 points of damage.
All right, 8 points of damage to that one. Let me just try to like switch over our music here to something a little bit more battle-y. I think this will be good. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, so that was... How much points of damage again? I'm sorry. Do you remember?
No worries, that's 8 points.
Okay, thank you. That was to the 5. And that was to the one that attacked you, right? The Swarm 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right, then that brings us to... Was there anything else for your turn, Lev? Okay.
Nope.
That brings us to Yo, then Yavani, then some more wasps.
Yeah, Yo will he'll step forward and he'll kind of hold his bearded axe over his head, and he'll just call out Wraith and cast Spirit Guardians. So a giant swarm of ravens will kind of flap in from nowhere and just start pecking the shit out of some wasps.
Nice.
Very aggressively.
Nice.
So he'll, and when I say step forward, I mean that literally because it only hits things within 15 feet of me.
Okay.
So he'll step forward to kind of be immediately in front of as many of those swarms as he can.
Okay.
And then yeah.
What's the radius on that? The spiritual guardian?
15 feet around him. All of the creatures, which in this case, I guess, the swarms, have to make a wisdom saving throw. And then I'll tell you how much they take if they fail.
10, 15, 20, 25. So did you want to maybe get like right here, maybe?
Yeah, I think that looks like a good spot.
So
Then I can hit, I think,
that would
4
give
of them.
you 10, 15. You said 15 feet, right?
15, that's the magic number.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it would hit all of them.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I think so.
That's ideal.
I think so.
I'll settle for all of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will then do wisdom saving throws.
Okay. So we'll do this first. Oof, I'm guaranteed that one's gonna fail. Alright. What do they need to beat?
It is a great question. I think 18. Let me double check.
Jesus. Okay.
No, 15.
15?
18
Okay.
is way higher level.
So that one fails. That one. Oof, okay. Okay. So only one of them succeed.
Okay, so they're going to take 3d8, which is 17, and the one who succeeded will take half. I don't know if you prefer to round up or down.
And you said this is psychic damage again?
No, sorry, this is radiant damage.
Okay.
These are very radiant ravens.
Ooh, all right. So you said 17 damage, correct, for the ones that failed.
Yep, and half of that rounded up or down for the ones who succeed.
All Okay. So, everyone watches as these ravens come down and they just start pecking the crap out of these swarms of wasps. This kind of radiant light kind of emanating from their beaks. They actually dispatch. You just have one swarm left.
Nicely done.
Wraith is the one who deserves credit.
Anything else for your turn?
No,
Yep.
that's I do one thing most of the time.
Okay. All right. That takes us to Yavani, and then one of the wasps, because there's only one left, and then Dakos.
Giovanni will begin to walk towards, I would say, the exact middle of the party.
Okay.
As he does, he speaks in Druidic, something that, if you understood Druidic, would sound like the charioteer's tailwind, and casts warding wind. And within a circle radius 10 feet around him, a strong 20-mile-an-hour wind starts to blow.
Ooh.
So I can read you the effect, but doesn't directly address this, but we'll try it and see how it goes.
Sure.
Everybody is deafened. It extinguishes fire. Vapor and gas and fog are dispersed. The area is difficult terrain for all creatures other than me, and ranged weapons will have disadvantage if they fly through that circle. But I'm hoping they'll at least push the swarms away.
Oh, sure.
And it would be a circle of 10 feet around me.
Circle of 10 feet. That would reach the swarm. So does it push anything out?
I mean, it's a 20-mile-an-hour wind. You tell me.
Okay.
Because if it does, then that would be great.
Let's see. Why don't you, since it doesn't really specify that it pushes things out, right, Yavani? Could you actually roll a d20 with advantage for me, please?
Nice.
The higher roll was 17.
Okay, all right. You start this wind, Yavani, and it does seem to kind of push them just a little bit, but they are able to kind of stay strong in their space.
Okay,
Seems
sounds
like
good.
just the mass of them just gives them a little bit more weight than what would be usual. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. The rest of you, it's pretty impressive though. You have this like sudden
Huge.
wind coming
Yeah.
out from Giovanni, and he's just like exploding with this like power and wind. All right. So that brings us to actually our wasps, and then Dakos, and then Zenith. If we go that long. All right. So what are these guys gonna do? Question is, who are they going to attack? Okay. All right. So the swarm kind of reaches out to you, Yo, and completely whiffs. Completely misses. I'm not even, that's like an 8 to hit or something. All right. So they try, but you're able to yeah. All right. That's all that they can do. So that brings us to Dakos and then Zenith.
Oh, all right. Whisper quiet with great speed. I'm going to slink just between Yavani and Zenith and head up next to Yo, adjacent to our swarm of wasps.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
To be completely fair, Dakos,
Yeah.
everything in my circle is deafened, so you can be as quiet or as loud as you
Oh,
want.
yeah, that's right.
extra quiet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
you're trying super hard, Dako, so that as soon as you stop within that kind of wind sphere around that it's emanating around Yavani, and he's just standing in the middle of it, you realize you don't even have to try. It's just dead silent.
Okay. Well, I slip right up here, and hopefully, before the bees even notice, I'm going to swing with my main hand. I'm going to go into like a side squatted sort of stance and put my hand on the blade and do a bit of a quick draw with the first blade.
Okay. Quick draw.
Where's my no spells? How do? Let's see. But it's finesse. So that should be my. We got 3, 6. 12.
12. Sorry, a 12 just misses.
Okay, as I strike, I miss. I miss the bees flying around. I resheath that the katana, and in the next motion, I pivot hips and grab with my left hand my slightly shorter blade, the wakizashi, and do an upward slash with my offhand.
Okay.
Oh, that's gotta hit. That's 25.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. So I'm going to do my base damage, which is 1d8. All right, so it starts at 3, but I'm going to use sneak attack because Yo is right there, as well as Rexlin. And sneak attack is 3d6. I'm at 3. Okay. That's not a ton. 9. 9 points. I'm up to 9. However, I'm also doing Wails from the Grave, where in a psychic fashion, terrible wails of the departed that died in a terrible, painful manner cascade over the bees' minds. And I'm going to make it like bee deaths so that it really hits home.
Okay. All right.
And I get to do an extra 2d6 with that. All right, 16 points of damage in total.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and. So, is there any specific way you want this to look other than what you've already described?
I think that I'm gonna try and draw the second blade so quickly that I grab some of the wind's torrent.
Ooh, okay.
And draw the bees into, like, wrap around the blade before drawing the sword out, slashing across, just cutting it evenly, and then sheath it and then stand back up.
And the rest of you think that you hear the wasps as Dagos does this, you think that you hear them scream from the several wasp souls that are screaming in their minds. Oh,
I'll add them to the pot.
All right. Well, we are out of initiative. Let me just switch over here again really quick.
I love completely forgetting what all of my abilities are.
Nice. There's so much with new characters.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Why did it have to be bees?
Especially not starting at level 1 and starting a little bit higher. There's just so much added onto it.
Like, I get 3 attacks on my first turn. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh!
It's fine.
It's fine.
Rangers are fun.
All right. So, all right. So y'all are out of combat. The bees, the swarms are dispersed. And you kind of look around and you see this furball kind of like, oh, wow, thanks. Appreciate your help. You took care of the wasps, I see. Eulista and Cernan are not going to be happy about that.
I'm sorry, they wanted you and the sheep to be stung to death?
No, I was just kind of hoping that there was a way for me to capture him and take him back to him, because I know that, oh god, they're gonna get so upset. I'm sorry. Not that I'm not grateful that you saved the sheep. I appreciate it. I appreciate your help. I just I'm kind of a little intimidated by him. He can be a
Clearly
bit.
it's on them for not securing the wasps.
I
Yeah.
understand. Sheep are very intimidating.
No, I'm not intimidated by the sheep. I'm intimidated by Eulista and Cernon. They're not sheep. They keep the insects over on their property.
Well, they don't keep them very well over there.
Yeah, they have quite a bit. They have quite a bit that they have to keep track of, and I just know. Oh, let's not keep the battle music going, Stephanie. Let's change to something else, please.
I'm ready to attack this.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, I have to get these sheep back. Would you mind taking a letter of apology to him for me, please? Pretty please. Oh, I can pay you, I can feed you, I can give you some, I don't know. I can give you a sheep if you want it.
I'll look at Yvonne like...
Yvonne looks a little terrified.
No. Perhaps put them away, wherever the closet, wherever they go. We're traveling. Perhaps you can give us some information.
Oh,
First?
yeah. He kind of wipes off his, his shorts. A couple of flower petals kind of fly off in the breeze. I will mention this plane seems a little chilly, but not cold. But the breeze kind of keeps a nice little chill in the air. Yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah, I mean, you don't look like you're from here. I mean, well, first I saw you kind of just appear in my field. Where'd you come from?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask the questions first. And
Oh.
then perhaps we'll answer and such.
Okay.
If you don't really have yourself together, do you?
I mean,
Probably not.
not much to keep myself together for, I don't guess. I just watch my sheep.
Do you know?
Yeah. Look, they're not harmed or anything. And you hear a bah from the shed, as like a couple of them are like peeking out.
Well, where is here? What's the name of this
Oh,
chilly land?
well, this is this place is called Amicure.
Pasture?
Well, this whole city. We're part of the city. We provide a lot of these farms and stuff. We kind of keep a lot of the sheep and a lot of the produce, and we ship it all in to the city proper. So, yeah.
It's named after your rulers, then, yes.
I think so. I think it's I don't really know. I think it might have something to do with their family.
Does anyone have any questions?
There was stuff the lady who sent us here wanted to ask about the ruler. How well do you know the rulers of these places?
Oh, well, I mean, you have Miss Amicure, and then you have Mr. Tepesh. They kind of ruled together.
Are they related or just kind of like with each other? How's that work?
I think they're in a relationship. I don't know. I mean, I guess, we've seen them together and they seem like a couple, but maybe they're just friends,
Are they good rulers? Are they kind?
I mean, the city seems to be kind of running kind of well, right? I haven't had any problems with, they buy produce, they get sheep, for food and for wool, and, I mean, it gives me business, but I mean, gosh, I don't really know too much about, like, how everything's ran. I just kind of keep to my farm. Sometimes I go in the city. It's fun.
Do you have to pay any taxes or anything? Any fees to live here?
Oh, no. Not as long as you're helping in some way, like running a shop. I have my sheep, provide stuff for, they have their insects, you got birds, you got farmland, you have people that run the ferries. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to pay any money. I just, let them use my sheep.
You keep asking if we know, and I have to warn you, we don't. We don't know anything about this place.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure
you've
it's...
never been here before.
I'm sure it has to be similar where you're from, right? Like, places are kind of the same. And they have to be, right?
No.
Sometimes they are very strange.
Sometimes there's war. Sometimes there's swarms of wasps.
Oh, yeah. Well,
slavery.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't really have... I mean, we're kind of here by ourselves, which is kind of weird that y'all are here. Were you invited?
We could have been. So, how big is this place? The whole thing?
Oh, I mean, you have our fields and stuff, kind of gestures like grandly. And you have the city, and you have the inner city. And you have the field, you have the water, the waterways. A lot of water here, so there's a lot of boat travel. Not like long boat travel, but like long boat travel, right?
Like everyone else, like.
And then you kind of gestures over to kind of what would probably be where you're standing. I'm assuming kind of like east of you, northeast. And you'll see that, you have the fields and you have the city, and then you have this like part of that you can see kind of like mountains and greenery that kind of seems to kind of like spill over into some of the city circles. And then you have the mountains and the forests. Everything has a place,
If you continue to travel in any one direction for long enough,
Yeah.
do you walk into an invisible wall, or does the line just fall off into nothingness?
Oh, you're talking about the drop-off.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you just go like, 30 feet that way. Yeah, there's a fence. They erected a wall, but you can kind of look through it, and it's just nothing. Kind of makes you think about things,
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
Giovanni runs over to find it and look.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. They have questions, yes.
Okay. So you real quick, Giovanni and Dacos. It was like 35 feet. He was close enough. You get over there, and yeah, there's this like stone constructed wall. And it looks actually like, and there are little like almost like like little like squares left out that you can look through. And as you look through, you can kind of see that like the stone is like, it's just like 3 walls deep. And you look out, and you kind of look through here, and you can see just a little bit, and kind of move your head around, and yeah, it's just this like expanse, whereas the sky is like kind of this bluish, kind of a more blue, a little bit green kind of mixed in, and it's sunny and it's clear, no clouds. As you look through this peephole, you look through this opening, you can see that the blue kind of turns to like an orange as it goes down, like almost like a sunset of sorts. But it's just nothing. I was going to say space, but I don't want to confuse you. But it's just empty space.
Never seen anything. Let's see, Molly.
And the opening is big enough to kind of like, probably especially Yvonne, kind of put your head into a little bit. If you do that, it's like the sound is half, like turned down halfway from the space behind you. Like you don't hear the bleating of the sheep. You don't hear the cows on like this like farmland. You hear, it's just kind of like almost like listening to a conch shell.
Okay, I'm not having trouble breathing or passing out if I
Nope.
do this level.
No, you're not having trouble breathing.
Okay.
Giovanni?
It's fascinating.
Hmm.
I've read all sorts of things speculating what demiplanes might be and what the skies and heavens would look like, but this is just amazing. Isn't it fascinating, Dagos?
It is. This is the sort of thing I live for. It's remarkable. Complete absence of anything out there. There's so much life in here.
I thought maybe there would be more like fire or lava and less sheep, maybe.
Yes. The wasps and the sheep were a bit of a surprise, I would say.
Perhaps, Joe, the gods that watch over this place are a bit more pastoral than the gods where you come from.
That would be pretty likely.
I'll marvel for a little bit and then head back over.
Okay. Yeah, whoever stayed behind, if anyone did, this furball is just like, yeah, my name's Thefarin, and, I just kind of like, he's just kind of like leaning back against like a log and looking at a flower and kind of putting it up into his hair. Just kind of keeping my sheep in here for, about, well, I guess probably most of my life. And just kind of keeps talking. And then the rest of you join back. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Clefairen?
I cannot think of any myself. Have you seen any artifacts, like powerful magic stuff at all ever? Maybe a sheep found one? I don't know.
Well, sheeps don't really find stuff that I've seen, but, I guess, no.
That's my question.
I mean, there was this really cool flower I got from the woods one time when I went over there, but I don't think, I'm not really sure I know what an artifact is.
Do you think the flower was created by Dragonborn hundreds of years ago?
Kind of like looks off into space.
Do you know what a dragonborn is?
Kind of like side glances at Drexlen.
Very good.
Not
Axel will just give the old.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking. I'm sorry. I thought you looked kind of like a dragon, so I thought, well, 2 and 2 make 4 sometimes, depending on what you're doing. But
No, I'm pretty sure it's very definitely always. I'm sorry, that was rude.
oh, well, maybe I feel like it hasn't been sometimes, but maybe. Yeah. Well, but anyways, I thought that you looked like a dragon, so I thought, well, but I didn't want to assume. So, I have. What? Where did you come from?
Where did you go?
I'm not sure.
Where'd you
I
come
guess
from,
it's a good
Tatna?
question.
Oh, just
Axel will, well, we're from all over a place, a large continent called Osbergen. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, yeah, I have. I was born there.
Oh, really? How'd
Yeah.
you end up here then?
Well, we came here. My family, my folks brought me here.
In a boat?
No, we were transported here.
By whom?
What means do you?
Oh, I guess they call it teleportation?
That's
People in robes waving their hands and doing weird things?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Oh, we were moving here. That's when
Why?
that's when this place was created.
It was
This is
created
not-
for you.
Well, it was created for. I mean, I think this is the way the story goes. It was a birthday present for the queen. It's for the Miss Amicure. It was a birthday present for her. She was really happy that she got it, and they were like, "Here, rule," and she killed it. I mean, that's what all the stories say, is that she absolutely just was the best. One is the best, I guess.
So this must be a pretty recent place.
Yeah, we've been here about probably. Well, it's, I have a little trouble keeping track of the time sometimes.
I bet.
But yeah, I think it's been about 10 years.
When you
I wanna-
say
I'm writing all of this in my little magic journal, by the way.
Okay.
Yvonne is going to be is going to nerd out about you not knowing time. So if anybody wants to interrupt Yvonne when he starts to blather on about how do you not know time? Are there moons? Are there stars? Do the stars move? Like, feel free and cut Yvonne off. But he's gonna nerd out about like how do you tell time? Like, how is there days and nights? And he'll just keep spitting these questions out rapid fire.
Oh, we have the sun, we have the moon. I'm just saying I have a trouble keeping.
Are there stars? Are there stars?
Yeah, there's stars. Yeah.
Do they turn? Do they spin around?
They do change. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see them I haven't seen them turn.
Are there wandering stars? Are there
I
guest stars and new stars?
I
Are there
don't-
comets?
don't know what any of these stars are,
Are
but
there star clouds?
there are stars in the sky. I've seen them.
Are they the same stars as in Osberg?
Oh, I don't remember. I was younger then. I don't really remember 10 years ago that easily. In fact, I don't remember a lot of Osbergen. I just know that my parents were like, we have these books from Osbergen. This is where you were born. I don't remember a lot from before moving here though.
Do you ever wonder about Osberg?
Maybe, but I mean, why would I want to leave here? I got my sheep, got my family, got my fields, and kind of leans back for a moment and just kind of and then sits back up. So, I mean, what else could I want?
Man makes some great points.
Yeah, Drexel, look around. Looks like a nice life.
Nikos is thinking of spinning the Rolodex of all the other things that you could want. That you could want. Like, no.
You mentioned Asbergen. Was the queen from there as well?
Oh yeah, most of us. I would assume a lot of people from here are from Osbergen. But yeah, I think Miss Akire's from Osbergen.
It takes a lot of magic power to make something like this.
Find the right
Do
music.
you know who did it for Miss Emick here? Was it one person? Was it a group of people? Do you know?
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
oh, okay, that's all right. That's fine. Hey,
No worries.
no worries.
I don't know many things about my world either. I mean,
I was told it was a birthday present for her and that she was super happy about it and that she's been a kick-ass ruler since then. And yeah, I don't really know that many specifics because I don't really care. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't care about things,
Yes,
but
of course, of course.
no, I get it. You got your sheep.
Yeah, I got stuff. I got plenty. So why do I care what they're up to?
Yes.
You guys want to
If
stay
we're
for dinner?
traveling-
Yes. I mean, I do. I'm hungry. I don't know if you guys.
Well, I mean,
Oh, how are
if we
having
stay that
sheep?
late, I mean, then we're gonna have to find a place to stay. Is there an inn and a tavern nearby?
Yeah. I mean, if you just, you can catch one of the, boats, just into like the second circle of the city there, and there are plenty of inns there. You could even go farther into town, and find a nicer one if you want to spend the gold.
Do they accept Osbergen gold? Or are there new coins here?
I think. He kind of reaches into a pocket and kind of like lays it down. And yeah, it looks like gold that you know. Yeah, is that Osbergen gold?
Yvonne will take a coin out and kind of put it beside it.
Oh yeah, looks similar, right? Looks the same, even.
Why don't we trade? They're the same. Here, let's trade one. You
Okay,
can have
cool.
a
Yeah.
coin from Osbergen.
Thanks. This
I
is
like
really
it.
cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you have.
If we're traveling, are there any dangers that we need to be aware of on the road or through the woods and such?
Well, I mean, if you're traveling into the city, you won't have to go through the woods. That's all the way over there. As far as the woods go, I don't know. I mean, sometimes there are like weird animals in there, but if I see something, I just leave. That's what I've been told.
Right.
If you see something, don't say something.
Understood.
It's very specific.
Well, because if you say something, right? If you make noise, they'll know that you're there. So if you see something, go quiet, leave the area.
Do people sometimes disappear in the forest?
Not that I know of. No, there are stories of people going missing, but I don't think they're true.
No, we know what stories are, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's stories. I mean, some of them are pretty good, but, I don't believe them. I've been in there a few times.
What's the best story you know?
The best story I know? Well, there was this one time that someone went into the woods, right? They didn't tell anyone that they were going, of course. They went into the woods. They got in there, and they saw someone.
Who?
They said it looked kind of like Miss Amicare in the woods, but different, right?
How different? Wow, how different.
Well, first off, she was using magic. And she opened up a door in a tree and walked through it. And then was gone.
Like a druid.
Maybe. You want to see something cool? And he'll turn into a squirrel. And kind of like run around the group. And then go back and like change back into his furball form. I learned that.
It was pretty cool. Can everybody do that?
Dacus is dying inside. No, not everyone can. I went, there's I have a family member that can do this, and so I learned from them. Here we are. I can change into a squirrel. It changes into a bird, then changes back to the furball.
Can you change into a dog?
Never tried. Let's see. He does it, and it's a rough-looking dog. And then he changes back. I need to practice that one, but that's a good one.
For next time you're sheep.
Sure. I can definitely, and he changes into a sheep. Bah, and then changes back.
I like that one.
Good!
Lovely.
Watch this. I can change this into a sheep and changes this wool to purple. And then changes back.
That is very impressive.
This guy knows his stuff.
Thanks. I practice it every day.
So, are we getting dinner with him, or are we gonna head into
I
town
don't
to
mind
find
sleeping beneath
tavern?
the stars, and I think Giovanni would like to be able to see the night sky, but I don't mind going to city either. I'm very flexible.
I'd prefer the city myself, but
Yeah,
whatever
push
you all
on.
wish. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess. Here, Anna, stay right here, really quick, and he'll run off into the next field to a house. He'll be gone about 10 minutes. Kind of come running out, like drop some like little bags that he's holding, and like pick them back up, and like run back and like hand each of you, and it's like a bag of like weird rations. It's like 2 cookies and like a little pack of like juice and like another bag with like some like, you know, salad in it, another bag with meat in it. Here you go. There.
None of this looks
There.
like he's had it in his pocket,
There.
right?
There. No. In fact, it's a little warm, like it was just coming off the stove. One has,
okay.
There's a little bit of bread in it, like a little biscuit or something. This is what my mom likes to call going meals, because you're going somewhere and then you eat. So you're going. You gotta go.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
How long should it take us
Are
to
you
walk?
going to eat that tacos?
I'll split it with you. Some of it maybe. It is such a kind gesture. But if you want this, I'm gonna take like everything off except for like one thing.
Okay. Okay.
There
And it's
you
like
are.
right in front of like the fur ball. Like, okay. Cool. Cool, man.
Farron, can I show you something cool before we go?
Oh, sure. What do you want to show me?
Giovanni will change into a squirrel and run around in a circle and then change back.
Wow, dude. I mean, I don't know. I didn't mean to call it there, but like, that's really cool. What's your name
Isn't
again?
it?
Giovanni, right?
Giovanni.
Giovanni, man. And
Giovanni
he goes up for a
Marigold.
high five. Yes, great. Great.
Down for a high five.
That's good. That's amazing. Is that all you can do? Can you do more?
I could do a little more, but
Okay.
maybe next time we meet.
Okay. Well, your
I don't want
friend.
to ruin all the surprises.
Quick question. Your friend said you like stars. Can you change into stars?
Giovanni will change shape into the dragon star form.
I
What?
didn't
Their
even know he
limbs
could
will
do that.
look like constellations, and their joints will look like stars.
Yo, did y'all know that he could
Wow.
do this?
I did not know he could
No.
do that. This
No.
is radical.
Yvonne, man, Yvonne, I'm sorry. Yvonne, that's amazing. Congratulations.
My mother taught me to do that.
You're very gifted.
This is a good day.
This is great.
Yes,
It's
whoever-
great. You guys
Okay.
got food. You helped me move my sheep. You defeated some bees. I mean, wasps. Yeah, just quick thing. I'll deal with the tieflings for you. But if you see 2 tieflings, one kind of a pinkish red, like this flower, and points like a pinkish red, like almost hot pink flower. And then one that's about this color, which is like a cerulean blue. And they seem like a couple. And maybe they say their name is Ulista and Cernan. I wouldn't say that you killed some wasps, okay? I would kind of keep that on the down low. I'm doing you a favor here because they're going to be pretty pissed.
Thank you. Very specific, but very good advice. I think.
Yeah, well, you know, especially if you ever walk over that and it kind of points in a direction. They're about a few fields that way, and you'll notice because you'll know if you walk by it because you'll hear the sound of insects. Anyways, they can be a little
Do they bug you sometimes?
hot-headed. Does he? Oh, that's good. That's good. I like you, Giovanni. Come by anytime, okay?
I like you.
As long as you're in this plane, you always have a space at my table. Well, at my mom's table.
Well,
All right.
Perhaps we'll teach your neighbors a lesson in anger management.
And wasp management.
Indeed.
Listen, yeah. All right, bring it around, and he tries to give everyone a high five.
You're
Great.
fine. You'll too.
Great.
One of them jumps up.
Great. All right. Oh, and if you're going to take the boats into town, which you'll have to because it's mostly waterway travel here, you should definitely, as Stephanie finds her shit, you should definitely go with here to there. That one's top notch. Zephyr, but I do prefer here to there the best. I'm talking boat companies, so.
Yeah,
Zephyr
that is.
feels like
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Well, I gotta get these sheep rounded up and make sure that they're good. Again, it was great meeting you. Stop by anytime, okay?
Been a pleasure.
All right.
Yeah.
He does kind of like this weird, kind of awkward, backward, like finger guns, like as he's walking away. Chow chow. And he'll go and you see him kind of like, you hear him kind of go to the shed and hear him talk the sweetest you've ever this entire conversation. He's just like, "Oh man, were you hurt? Were you scared? Oh, come on, let's get you into bed. Oh man."
I'm so high now all of a sudden. Oh man.
All right. It is still daylight. Probably what looks about. The sun seems to operate pretty as it does in Osbergen, kind of. It seems very similar to be a completely different plane. Seems about midday for you.
Word to the boat.
Okay.
All right, heading to the boats.
All right. Yeah. So. Yeah, and I'll probably provide you like an unmarked map just so you can get an idea of what this city looks like later. Yeah, and then I can have something to throw up next session for that as well, so the viewers can get a feel for it as well. All right.
Use the back. Oh, sorry.
What? I'm
I'm
sorry.
just going to use the back pages of my notebook to start sketching out the area.
Okay.
Surveying the area and sort of getting a rough idea of what's where.
Perfect. All right. Well, I would say that the group of you kind of start walking away from the field where you met this very energetic furbolg. You'll hear him as you're like, a few feet, like 20 feet away or 30, 25 feet away, be like, "Bye! Have a good one!" Just hear him just kind of like rustling up his sheep. And you start approaching the waterway where you'll see 4 different boats waiting there. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Session 1.
Yay!
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, players, for the wonderful session 1. Thank you, viewers. I wasn't able to pop into chat or even look at it that much, but thank you so much for being here. We definitely appreciate you. This was session 1 of the Penumbra Assembly, which will be every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on Mapbird Streams. This is a seasonal campaign, so we'll probably play for probably around between 4 to 6 months, probably around 5 is I'm going to try to keep it. Then we'll take a break, and then we'll go into season 2, but this is episode 1 of season 1. All right, so I will pop up our schedule really quick. We have all kinds of amazing things here on Mapbird Streams. Let's see here. There we go. All right, yeah, so tomorrow is Thursday. So we have Drawing Dan at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'm teaching Dan to draw. Exciting stuff. Paint by Minis should be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, where myself and Christy from Saturday Nights in Extremis, she's teaching me some painting skills. And I'm always I think I learn something new every week, which is really awesome. Friday, we have Med Art with Steph at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, where I work on some sketches from the different campaigns. And then Saturday, we have In Extremis at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday, we have a Blender program, Learning Blender with Steph at 2, Mad Games at Dusk at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Obsidian Scar at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all are the best. Thank you very much. We also have a Patreon. So head over there if you want to support us in some way. I think there's a link below our Twitch video. And we also have a fundraiser going on. So if you're, you can donate to put some money in towards the community demanded that I get a Mothman tattoo. So we're raising funds to make that a reality, and I will take you on the adventure of getting that done. So we're raising funds to do that. All right, Dan, do we have anyone to read over to?
Some new folks tonight over at Duckwork.
Oh, I love the name.
Duckwork.
All right. Well, give a clock on the chat. We'll see you next week. We'll see you at our other programs throughout the week. We have a couple of things tomorrow. Super excited about. We'll see you later. Bye.
That was exciting.
Yeah.